Hello and welcome to Mirae Asset Mutual Fund and CNBC TV18.com present Wizards of Finance, an up close and personal investor education series with leading financial stalwarts sharing their insights on long term disciplined investment during market volatility. I'm Anuj Singhal, and with me I have today Siddharth Srivastav, Head of ETF Products at Mirae Asset Investments India Private Limited, Kaustav Belapurkar, Director of Manager Research, Morningstar Investment Advisors India, and Loai Navlakhi, CEO and founder of International Money Matters. Gentlemen, thanks a lot for joining us. The topic that we have chosen today is ESG. Is India ready for the big change, environment, social, and governance? Now, globally, of course, this is a $40 trillion industry. India, of course, it's still perhaps still a bit nascent, but we're seeing that play out in a lot of stocks in our markets. Siddharth, first to you. Globally, a very big market already, a very big category in itself. In India as well, it's perhaps getting there, but do you think it's still got some distance to travel?
I think in past 2 3 years, a lot of issues have happened in India, especially on the corporate governance side. A couple of cases on labor unrest also, and plant closure due to labor issues. I think all these have highlighted the importance of these non-financial parameters on how well the company is doing regarding environmental issues, regarding social issues, regarding corporate governance issues. And these issues have eroded investors' wealth, right? We don't need to get into specific cases. Now, such issues have highlighted the importance that company not only focuses on the financial performance, but also take cares of such issues so that it continues to grow sustainably. And the investors who invest in such companies also are not in a way exposed to such negative events which may erode their wealth. So while in India it's still in the nascent stage, but the importance of ESG is growing, and we are talking about ESG a lot these days. And investor tends to understand now that looking at these parameters in India also is getting very important.
Okay. First of comment on this because the basic premise of investing in funds is to make money, right? Is to beat market. So in that case, isn't one limiting himself or herself when choosing an ESG fund? Why should one invest in ESG fund to begin with? Apart from having perhaps a responsibility of investing in better companies, but why should one invest in ESG funds?
That's a very pertinent question. And when you think about investing, right, you're looking at it really equity investing or any sort of investing as a long-term sort of investing trajectory. Now globally, and this sort of thing is being created, and Siddharth touched upon some of these things. When you think about sustainable growth, I think that has become a very important thing, because if you do not sustainably manage the stakeholders, be it the environment, factors, or the social factors, be it labor, be it your customers, and then obviously the corporate governance, which we speak about very often in India. All of these need to be managed in a sustainable way, because if there are any major risks or controversies that come that can have a significant impact on your overall sort of forget about performance, your growth will get hit really badly. Right? So it's not just about returns in the short term. You have to think about the long-term growth trajectory. And increasingly so, what's happening is asset owners are focusing towards these ESG mandates. I mean, Europe started off, but even countries like the US are catching up really fast. And they're actually talking to companies, engaging with companies and saying, hey, what are your sustainability mandates? How are you managing these risks? And when that becomes the dialogue, it's not just about how are you going to grow, but are you going to grow sustainably? I think that is really the key focus here.
Okay, got it. Loai, coming to you as well on this issue. So we know that globally it's a big industry now, but how are the trends emerging? And is there some kind of data on whether ESG funds do as well or worse than or better than the other normal funds or the benchmark indices?
So I think when investors are putting in money, as Kaustav said, I think if you start looking at it from two aspects. One, how much money are you making in the long run? And B, I think which is a little more important aspect is what is the risk that you are taking, what sort of downsides that you might face.
Mhm.
And once you sort of figure out that companies which are more responsible towards the environment, towards the social aspects, and also, of course, very tightly governed, then automatically you are doing away with the risk that there could be a sort of fall or a leak in the ship on account of any sort of failings in any of these areas. So once I ensure that there is no risk of a fall, then there is a greater chance of my making money. And that if companies are going to focus on these areas, they're obviously not doing it out of charity. They're not saying I'll only focus on this and ignore profits altogether. It is that this becomes a basis for me to get more profits going forward. So I think it's a positive sort of a trend that we are starting to see. As I was mentioning, that some of our clients are now starting to ask for this, and that literally becomes the sense that yes, there is trickling of awareness that is beginning to happen, and it's now our job as intermediaries to make sure that we educate investors and ask them to allocate some funds to this category.
Got it. Siddharth, this is one question that even I want an answer to. I'm sure a lot of viewers would want to know. Between E, S, and G, what is most important? Is equal importance given to all, or is G most important? Because at the end of the day, like it or hate it, the corporate governance really matters, perhaps more than environment, purely from the money making point of view. So, is there a bit of a differentiator between E, S, and G, and how do we choose, which fund to really go about in terms of ESG?
So before I answer that question, I'd like to add what Kastub and Lavai mentioned about the performance and how these funds are doing. So earlier, ESG investments from the investing point of view started as a risk management exercise that institutional investors typically wanted to avoid companies where there can be huge negative event or a stock specific event which may erode their wealth or can create a bad image. But now, over a period of time, since ESG, especially in Europe and US, has been there since a very long time, there are more than enough empirical evidence which talks about that actually ESG funds tends to do well over a long time in terms of wealth creation and also in terms of having a lower volatility or lower drawdown. In fact, one of these study which was published by Kostub's firm Morningstar talked about that in US 35% of sustainable investing funds were in top quartile. More than 60% were in top half. So I think increasingly now we are seeing that it's not only about risk management, but it's about creating better return to risk profile by investing in these funds from a long-term perspective. Regarding which parameter is more important, I think so how ESG research is done typically is that you first see which factors are more pertinent to which industry. For example, in energy sector, carbon emissions, wastage, managing the resources, health and safety hazards, all such issues will be more pertinent, and companies there faces high risk towards these factors, and hence maybe environment becomes more important in these particular sector. Whereas let's say in case of internet or an IT company, data privacy and product governance becomes more important. In terms of in banking sector, the issues pertaining to how you are managing the entire corporate governance at a company level becomes more important. So it's all about first analyzing which factors are relevant to which industries and then gauging how the company is doing within its own domain.
Okay, that's important. Kaustav, I wanted you to also weigh in on this because, especially in Indian context, are we looking at things slightly differently from the global context? Especially if you look at E and S aspect of the ESG.
Sure. So, I think Siddharth touched upon some very important points, and I'll kind of just elaborate a bit on that. So, I think when you look at, E, S, and G side of things, right? Different industries, different companies will have different sort of importance given to each of these pillars, right? right? What is also important is that you have to acknowledge that there are certain industries or certain types of risks that are almost unmanageable. So say if you're an energy company, yes, there will be, the whole, the emissions, which is going to be weighing down upon you. But the point is, which becomes very important in terms of the governance and the management of these risks. So there are risks that are, element sort of to each of these sort of companies depending on the business models. But how does the management go about actually managing these risks, right? So be it an internet company in terms of data privacy, or be it banks in terms of their lending policies and things like that. I think those are very important. So while you will have good companies even within certain sectors that, say, for an energy company moving more towards cleaner energy, or moving away from your traditional sort of to more, say, FMCG sort of non-tobacco related companies without taking any names. That's how the management of these risks becomes very, very important, and that's where the quality of the management, the corporate governance plays kind of a subliminal role in terms of across these factors. That how is the management really looking to manage these risks, and that's where I said it becomes important that the management should acknowledge the importance of this ESG, which I think Indian management has started doing, because there is a lot of foreign money that's coming in, right? And they're looking at this very, very closely. I'm not saying that Indian managers are not already doing it, but there's increasing thrust and focus towards it simply because, say the Europeans who are looking to invest are having those engaging talks with the local asset managers, with the local management, saying that, hey, how are you managing some of these risks that are pertinent to your domain of sort of your industry?
Yeah. Okay. Before I go to Loa, just a follow-up that I had for Siddharth. Siddharth, just to extend this point, I just want to give you an example. I was doing a research on chemical stocks, for example, and all of a sudden that's been the big theme, because the environment norms in China are now getting more stringent, but in India we already have stringent norms. So that's why a lot of companies are moving to India. But as an ESG fund manager, do you not look at chemical companies at all? Even if there is 5 or 10% damage to environment, completely avoid that sector? Is that how the mandate is?
Typically, in most of these funds, ESG funds are built in a sector agnostic manner. So they can be built in a different way, but most of the funds which we see are built in a sector agnostic manner, that you typically pick companies who are doing well within the sectors they are operating in. So, for example, if you're building a large cap ESG fund, you will typically choose top quartile or top from the top half of companies which are doing well in terms of ESG, from energy sector, from banking sector, from IT sector, and that is how you build a portfolio. Because if you don't do that, and Kastub was mentioning that there are certain sectors which inherently will have high ESG risk, like energy, like fertilizers and pesticides. If you do it to pick stocks only based on lower ESG risk, your portfolio might be biased towards, let's say, IT companies, because they typically face lower ESG risk. They don't have high environmental, or typically don't have high even social risk. So that is why typically when these funds are constructed, you typically pick the top performers from each sector, so that your sector exposure remains similar to what benchmark or underlying universe is having, but you reduce the stock specific risk by avoiding such companies which are poor on ESG performance.
Got it. Now, why the other important question is, how do I choose my fund? What are the factors that I must consider before choosing an ESG fund?
So I think it's early days at the moment in India for sure. So you don't really have too much of choice, and I think it's a time where we as RIAs and intermediaries, our job is to make the investor to say, okay, now dip your legs in the ocean. You're not going to drown if you just dip your legs, and slowly get used to getting fully wet. So I think that's the stage where we are at the moment. So we may not have too much of variety. It's a question of allocation that one needs to make towards ESG. As I mentioned, clients are starting to ask for it. And our thought process is that just as we would have advised clients many years ago to say, okay, allocate a certain portion of your money to international funds, we are going to start, and we are saying that you allocate certain amount of money to ESG fund. Now, if there aren't too many choices available in the market, you will start small. The intention could be that, yes, I want to go to 10, 15, 20% of my portfolio in equity to be in ESG. But initially, you might start with 2% or 5% because really there's not much of choice. But I think in the international space, because we do also recommend to our clients international investing, we are seeing allocation to ESG funds happening. And therefore, people, and we do find that that's one way to do it. There are nice ETFs there, and I'm sure Kaustav has more inputs on that. But we sort of tend to put money there instead of trying to choose and say, oh, is ESG compliant, so let me put money there, or is it compliant? So we don't get into that. We say, let's take ETFs and put money there.
Okay, so now let's talk about the pros and cons involved in ESG investing. And Siddharth, in terms of opportunities and risks, how do they compare in ESG funds?
In terms of the pros of ESG investing, I think we have already touched based on that. Typically, you tend to have lower drawdowns, lower volatility in the portfolio, and that was the intent when the ESG investing started. But we have seen enough evidence that over a period of time, such companies, isn't it intuitive that companies which have robust business model, which takes care of environment and the social issues and have robust corporate governance will end up growing in a much more stable way. And that's what we have seen, that such portfolios, along with having a lower drawdown and volatility, tends to generate wealth. In fact, they have outperformed their conventional counterparts. But also one very interesting thing is that when you are doing this, you are aligning your values and belief and contributing to a better tomorrow. So now the pitch becomes that, okay, you continue doing the wealth generation, have a lower drawdown, lower volatility, and then you're contributing to the society, because in a way, you are forcing companies to pick up ESG and integrate that in their core structure, so that such companies also get picked up in the ESG portfolio or ESG funds, because then it becomes the question of image of why I'm not there in that particular portfolio, what I'm doing wrong. On the con side, one which we can say is that if the portfolio is not constructed well, it can have some concentration towards certain sectors. So investors need to be aware on how the portfolio is constructed, so that their portfolio is not having a particular concentration towards some sectors. And secondly, they should also be aware about greenwashing, that a fund is claiming to be ESG compliant, but what sort of processes and stock picking the manager is doing to pick companies, because it shouldn't be that a company is picked up, but it is not ESG compliant, or it is not basically adhering to the typical standards which ESG compliant or such companies have.
Loai, how to allocate capital to ESG funds? Is there a rule that, okay, I'll allocate 10% of my capital, 15% of my capital, or I'll choose one out of my 4 funds as an ESG fund? What's your view?
So, as I mentioned, I think early days at the moment, yes, from a financial planner perspective, you tend to look at allocation and say, okay, let's put aside certain sum of money. I mean, we could start with saying, okay, can we allocate 10%? But, if you think about it, every investor doesn't invest all their money into things which is going to give the highest return. Mm-hmm. They invest in certain things because they have some goals. So if they have a goal that, in the next 15 days, I need this money for certain things, they are not going to put it in equity market. So there's no question about putting that money into ESG. And I think also, to your earlier question, I think in a big way, possibly about 2 decades ago, corporate governance was sort of rare. We started putting a premium on companies which had better corporate governance than the other, and therefore said, oh, this company has got corporate governance, others don't. Now, corporate governance has sort of become the norm. So your ESG, I would think the G is like a filter for you to put companies in, and then after that evaluate the ENS is what I'm thinking. I know less than the other two gentlemen on the show, so they may know more about this. But I think if I look at it from that perspective, yes, an allocation of say up to about 10% to start with, provided there are enough options and provided it suits my requirement that I have this money to put for the little longer term, and I'm willing to sacrifice shorter term return because you might lose out in the shorter term because there may be some other sort of category which is running away and is the flavor of the month. So you have to be careful about that. But certainly, I think it's a place where it helps you to prevent downsides, and that probably is the most important thing when you are investing in equity.
Okay, I mean, I don't know if you really know less than the other two, but I can safely say that I know obviously much less than all three of you, and it's been a very interesting session for me as well. Thank you everyone for joining in, and it was great having conversation on this topic, which I'm sure you will hear a lot more of in the coming months. Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining me today.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all the scheme-related documents carefully.